How's the birthday boy?
It's good.
Yeah. Okay.
Nice morning. Enjoyed it.
Was.
Very nice.
I guess no one's showing up.
We can give it another minute.
Did you see Scotty Scheffler won?
Yes, I did. He's except he 3-putted the last hole.
Mm-hmm.
He was up by 5. He was dominating. And that guy do you see the triple bogey? It looked like us. It looked like us on hole number 6.
Yeah. Okay.
Triple bogey. Unbelievable. He was lying. I mean, he was hitting for 3, hit it to the back of the green.
Yeah, no, I was watching that hole number 12 will do it to anybody. That's what happened to Jordan Spieth one year.
But Walter, it's 160 yards. These pros do this in their.
Yeah, but the wind blows very bad. That's the worst hole. That's the toughest hole there, because when the wind's blowing, you don't know what club to hit, and you could be short, you could be long.
He hit a 9-iron.
And so did Scotty Scheffler.
Yeah, but Scheffler hit it to the other side of the green.
Oh, you're right, because the wind had dropped. I'm just telling you. Or he hit a bad.
You think it's that? No, it looks like he knew he hit a bad shot right away. You saw his face. Mm-hmm. He shanked it. He went that way. That's what I'm saying. It looked like one of us.
No, but it's a lot of pressure there. That course is so difficult. Such a beautiful course, but just really bad. Okay. So what?
So we're in our sugi of Isser Koil Isser Moises. The Mike Mifliki.
What daf are we on? Sorry.
Lamed Gimel, 33.
Lamed Gimel on base, no? Just near the bottom.
No, Lamed Gimel, Lamed Aleph on the top.
Oh, yeah, we're starting at the top. Okay,
yeah. What's the machlokas between Rab Chia and Bar Kapara? The Isser Kolel Valid Rab Yosi. With how this, not Isser Moisif, which was when all of a sudden, he was just Usser as an Eshasach, and all of a sudden becomes an Achosisha, initially he was Usser because of Achosisha, and now he becomes Isser because of Eshasach, so all the brothers. It's a more comprehensive Isser. That's a Isser Moisif. But rather they're arguing in something called Isser Koilel. What's this? Alibid Rabbi Yosi. Rabbi Chia saw Rabbi Yosi be Isser Koilel Machayev Tarti. Then when you have Isser Koilel, you're Chayev too. Rashi says Chayev Mishum Eshasach Mishum Achosisha, both. And it doesn't make a difference. Afilu Nosa Meis V'Achagach Nosa Chayev. Doesn't make a difference who got married first. The Lekker Isser Moisif Bahai Basroel Isser Koilel. Migo de Mitzvah, because once there's this additional Isser to all the brothers, Koilel Gamezui Moen. That's the additional Isser Koilel. Bar Kapora Rav Lo Mechayev Alachada. Rab Chia says you're Chayev 2 for that, and Rab Kapora says you only Chayev 1. Umay Isser Koilel Ikahacha. Now, in those other cases that we learned yesterday, where is there Isser Koilel? Bishul Mazar, a non-Kohen. Me'ikar Shorim b'malacha. During the rest of the week, he's allowed to do malacha. And Osir b'avoida. A Zar cannot do avoida beis hamikdash. Osir lo Shabbos. Come Shabbos. Migu de kom mitzvah b'malacha. Mitzvah nami b'avoida. Since now he's Osir b'malacha, this is a broader Isser. He's also Osir in the avoida as well. Doesn't just because avoida is doicha Shabbos, that's not by a Zar, it's only by a Kohen. Balmum mi kor shari b'achila. A balmum is allowed to eat korbanos. He can't do the avoida. He's mechalal the avoida, but he can eat korbanos. V'asr b'avoida. But itmi lei, now he becomes tamei. Now he can't eat, and because of tuma. There's a mikud the mitzvah b'achila, because now this additional isra achila has been added to mitzvah nami b'avoida. Ela Malika, the Gemara is going to say the case where they kill the bird with Malika everything happens, it doesn't happen sequentially. Bivas achas hi de mishkachas la. Rashi says, El malika kol mishkachas la. The habishas malika, the moment he does the malika chayla tarvayu, both Yisurim start. The kolzman shaloi nimlaka, because prior to the malika, haya aleh isr me'ila, this bird has been declared a chatas ha'oif. You're not allowed to benefit from it. So there's an isr. The lozer isr zarus ha'omer bekorbin shenit lachilas kohanim. This is not where the zar comes in that a kohen can eat it, the zar can't. Ucheshenim laka. Veneris lekohanim. Now when the malika is done, a kohanim can eat it. Pokiminei isra zarus meila. There's no meila. V'chaylale isra zarus. The zar lo yoichal. The isra malika b'isra vasachas. Everything doesn't happen sequentially. So b'isra kol lo mishkachas lo. So the case of malika doesn't work with isra koilo. Rather, says the Gemara, the machlokas between Rav Chia bar Kapala kamiflagi b'isra vasachas v'libid Rabbi Yossi. This concept, when Isurim happened at one time, Rav Chia saw Rabbi Yossi b'isra vasachas machayev tarti. Rabbi Yossi holds that if you have two Isurim that happen at one moment, you're machayev two. Ubar kapora server lo machayev elachad. You still only chayev one. V'hacha my isra basachas ikahacha. But in all the cases that we talked about, where is their basachas? So the Gemara goes through it. Zar sheshimesh b'Shabbos, a non-Kohen who does the avod on Shabbos. Kigon the Isi shtei Cyrus b'Shabbos. He became an adult. He became puberty. His siman bagrus on Shabbos. Prior to that, he was a cotton. He wasn't chayv anything. Now the chiyuv zaris and Shabbos come at the same time. The moment he does the action, the avilu zaris for Shabbos badi adodi. So that would be a case of basachas. Balmum nami, the case of a balmum, a zar balmum, to go to Isi shtei saris v'itmile. He developed the two hairs and became tomei at the same time. Davale balmum v'tumah badi adodi. Or gives another example, Inami, Shetachotach etzbo b'sakin tmeya. He cut his finger and became a balmum, removed his finger, and he used a tamei knife. So he became a tamei and a balmum at the same moment. Bishmul Rab Chia, ki asti l'didei. I understand Rab Chia. He can explain the chiluki deos, the fact that there's a machloikas here between him and Bar Kapara, the way he heard from his Rabbi, and the way he quoted Rabbi, Alibid Rabbi Yossi. And Kiasni le Bar Kapara li Rab Shimon. The two Baal Pluktas, according to Rab Shimon, there's no Isra Chalal Isra, that's why there's only one. And there are examples where there are two Isurim. So Rab Chia can learn good. Hi, Johnny. We're on Lamed Gimel, Ahmed Aleph, about halfway down, a little bit more than halfway down. El Bar Kapara, I don't understand. Rab Chia Shekuri Mashaker? What Rab Chia is inventing? Because he took a Shavua, what Rabbi said, and it doesn't fit with what Bar Kapara holds. Rather, Ela Kamiflagi Bisr Basachas Falib Rab Shimon. They argue in this issue where the isurim happened at one time, according to Rab Shimon. Rab Shimon holds in general ein isur chalal isur, but according to Rab Chia, bevasachas he'll be moide. And Bishma Rab Chia kamishtabel lafukil Rab Shimon mecheske. He has to take a shvu and say, oh, you know what? I take a shvu that Rebbe showed us that Rab Shimon is taken out of his normal shita that there's no isur chalal isur. But when it happens with Vasachas, he'll be moide. El Bar Kapara, Lama Leili Shtabui. What was Bar Kapara swearing about what Rebbe said? Kasha. We have no answer. Then, Bishmal Bar Kapara ki asni Rebbe lididei. He heard the testimony of Rebbe. That was Alibid Rab Shimon that ain't Isser Chalal Isser. And ki asnai Rab Chiba lid Rab Yosi. That there is Isser Chalal Isser, depending on whether it's Isser Koil or Isser Moisef. So So what is, according to the way Rab Chia learns, Bar Kapora is lying based on what he heard Rebbe? Liftor asne. He gave two cases to pater, where there's Isser Koilel, in a Zar that did the Avoid on Shabbos, and a Balmum that did Tuma. And in that case, Rebbe said Reb Shimon only is Mechayiv one. Because according to Reb Shimon, Isser Chal Isser only b'vasachas, and not by an Isser Koilel. The Isser Koilel asne v'alibid Reb Shimon, who doesn't hold of that. The Chazil Bar Kapor l'Zar Shachal Malicha. But it worked out for Bar Kapor in a case of a non-kohen who ate a chatas sa'of, which was killed through malika. And since it was similar to the previous shilas, he mixed them up according to Rebbe. And when he investigated and he saw that they can only take place if you do it at exactly the same time, the Savra midahava vasachas hanami vasachas. So all the cases have to be basachas. Umidahanech liftor anechnami liftor. But it's not that he was meshaker. He learned Rebbe differently than Rab Chia. Meisvei. Zar shishim es per Shabbos. Non-kohen did the avoid on Shabbos. Ubamum shishim es betuma. Yesh kan mishum zarus. Umishum Shabbos. Umishum balmum. Umishum tuma. We're talking about the same person. A zar was a balmum who did it on Shabbos betuma. So he be chayiv 4. Dear Rabbi Yosi. Rabbi Shimon Omer ein kan ela mishum zarus ubalmum bilvad. V'ilu malika shaira. Why did he leave out malika? Leman shaira. Ilem Rabbi Yosi. Hashta Rabbi Yosi b'ser kolam mechayiv shtayim b'ser vasachas b'boy. If Rabbi Yosi, if in cases of sequential actions, he says you're chayiv 2, when they all happen at the same time, right? This is one guy who does 4 Yisurim b'vasachas. Certainly he would say that Malika would be part of it. Elalava must be Rab Shimon. Ubi Isser Koilel u'depotar. Because Rab Shimon doesn't know the Isser Koilel. Aval Isser b'vasachas mechayiv, which is tiyuf to the Bar Kapora. Tiyuf, we knocked Bar Kapora out of the box. Then we brought the case of Zar Shishim Es per Shabbos. What kind of avoda did this non-kohen do? B'mai, I b'shchita, shchita b'zar kshera. The shchita avoda can be done by a non-kohen. V'i b'kabal of oilacha, so that has to be done by a kohen. But what kind of malacha did he do? Shchita is a malacha. You kill, but it's kosher with him. Now, if you did kabal of oilacha, that's tiltul ba'amu. That's just muktzah. There's no malacha that he did. He's doing it in the Azara. Iba maybe you'll tell me he's going to burn the incense. Sreifa on Shabbos is prohibited. However, according to Rabbi Yosi, because the lav of Havara is learned separately from the words Losas and Malacha. And there's a debate, why was Havara removed? So Rabbi Yosi says, Havara is to tell me that you don't get chorus for that. You only get a lav, you only get malchus. Here we're talking about 3 chatases or 2 chatases. There's no chatas according to Rabbi Yosi. So what malach are we talking about that the Tsar did that's going to give him all of these chatases? On Ravacha Bar Yaakov b'shchitas partial kohen gadol. Yeah, a regular animal on a regular day in the Beis Hamikdash, a Tsar can do shchita. But on Yom Kippur, the part of the kohen gadol has to do all the malachas, including the shchita. And shchita is not malacha. And even if a kohen hedyot does it, that's what the Gemara is going to ask. But certainly a non-kohen is going to be chai. Now, K'divrei Am Yeshchitas Paroshal Kohen Gadol Bizar Psula. So if you're going to tell me that this is going according to Manda Omar, that holds that if a non-kohen, a Zar, Yisrael, shets the part of the Kohen Gadol in Yom Kippur, psula, yachi mayer yazar, you don't have to tell me Yisrael. If you look Kohen Hedyot, nami. Anyone who's not a Kohen Gadol would ruin it. And a chanami shazar etzlo ka'amar. Even a Kohen Hedyot related to this halacha would be considered a zar. Maski Laravashi. Mide chatas ktani doesn't say he's chayiv 4 chatases. He says he's chayiv for 4 different averos. Oilavi ktani. So we could Eina Chanami learn according to Rabbi Yossi that he did haktara and the burning is a lav. Ela Yisrael B'alma kachashiv. And it could be according to Rabbi Yossi. And why? L'may nafkamina. L'koiv Rebbein Rishayim, like we said before. There's a difference between a Rasha who committed 1 Aveira and a Rasha who committed 4 Aveiras. One would not get buried with the same cemetery. Mishnah. Lamed Gimel Lamed Beis Mishnah. Shnaim shekitzu shtei noshim. Reuven and Shimon gave kiddushin to 2 women. Uveshas knisasan lechupa echlifu as shelzel azeh v'shelzel azeh. They played Bob, Carol, Ted, and Alice. They wife swapped. One gave his wife to the other guy, and the other gave his wife to the other guy. Hare elu chayot mishum eis hashiv. So they're going to be chayav for eis hashiv. We'll see. If they did it b'mezid, of course they'd be put to death. Mayu achin. If they were brothers, well, besides the Isra of eis hashiv, these were married to their brother. So you had relations with an eis hashiv who was your eis hasach, mishum eis hasach. Then, if the 2 women were sisters, im hayu achoyos mishum isha al achoyso, you slept with the sister of your wife. Im hayu nidos mishum nida. So you have 5: eis ish, eis hasach, achos isha, nida. 4.
Yeah, but it's all pshita. I mean, what do we all know these halachas already.
We do?
Yeah, we've been learning, you know. First of all, you cannot. We learned, and Achois and all these. We learned all these. What is the mission trying to say?
Hang on. Umafrishin oison shloisha chadoshim, shema mu'uborosem. We don't let them go back to their real wife for 3 months because we've got to make sure that they're not pregnant. Because if they're pregnant, we would need to know who's the father. So we let them go back to their original wife, but we have to do it after 3 months. So that could be the chiddush of the Mishnah. V'mayu ktanois she'enan ru'uyas leilad machzirah somiyad. If these were girls under the age of 12, they can't get pregnant. So you could give these women back to their original husbands right away. However, im hayu kohanois nifsalu min truma. They can't really. They're boil bilas nus, and the coin would not be able to take their wife back. Any bia be'isser makes her a zona, and therefore it would force a divorce. Excuse me, if they were married to a Kohen. If they were Kohanois, right? Female Kohanim, that normally, let's say, if they're married to a Yisrael and they can't eat Truma, but let's say their husband dies and they become an Amon, they can go back to their father's house and eat Truma. But once they had Bia Biznus, they're possible to eat Truma in their father's house. So the Gemara maybe asks Johnny question. What do you mean hechlifu? What do you mean they wife swapped? Me de b'rishoya skinan? The Mishnah is dealing with rishoyim. Visu. And another problem. Hadatani Rav Chia kan sheishes chatos. There are 16 chatos because the women have to bring a chatos as well. Now, ibemezid, if they wife swapped bemezid, make a korban. There's no korban if you do something b'mezid, you're put to death. Rav Yehuda Tni hochlafu. They didn't wife swap. They got it was dark, and they made a mistake, and they lived with each other's wife by mistake. Diktani seifa. If it's a ketana who can't get pregnant, they can get married right away. They can go back to their wives. Even mazid mishari, we don't let znus, a husband, go back to his wife znus. If they were mizana b'mezid. Halakasha, that's not a pitui ketana seduction of a ketana oinus ninu. It's like rape. The oinus b'Yisrael mishra, you can go back. If chas v'shalom a person's wife is raped, you can go back and live with your wife. Like if you got kohen, you can't. But if you're Yisrael, you can. Saying the Mishnah said we separate them for 3 months to check who's the father. If halav mu'ubaros, therefore, if at the end of 3 months they're not pregnant, sharian, it seems like you're allowed to go back and go back to your wife. Ibn Mazid Mishari. It's clear it was not done b'mezid. It happened by mistake. Shema mina. Okay. Yeshikoyach, gentlemen.
They missed something. Happy birthday again.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, happy birthday. It's your birthday. Happy birthday.
My birthday. Thank you.
Have a good dinner. Enjoy your dinner.
Thank you. Tomorrow night, 8:00.
Okie doke.
Okay.
Okay.
Bye.